Camp, very simply put, is a necessity.
Every child deserves camp. Every child needs camp.
I think it's a tremendous experience for kids, and I just wish we had the ability to share that with every child.
We really feel that the parents are giving their opportunity to go to camp. We don't say send your child to camp. We say give them an opportunity to go to camp and grow.
How vital it is to have a place like camp at which kids can simply play freely with one another.
Learning that you can live without television and your iPod and your computer and have a really, really great time.
Technology automatically alienates children. They're not forced to communicate anymore because they're wired in. They're really not listening.
Generally speaking, parents send their child to camp for socialization, learning social skills.
Camp is important because it provides the setting and the positive and nurturing environment to gain all the social and life skills that you need.
I really truly believe that kids who come to camp end up being more sensitive human beings, more caring people.
They're going to be even better equipped for the kind of environments we have nowadays where there's a lot of risks out there for our youth. Camp prepares kids for that, and it's been demonstrated that that connection makes them resilient against some of the evils in life that we like to avoid.
Again, camp is a place where the staff, which are a huge part of the experience, will have a big effect on affirming the things that parents are trying to do.
And I think independence for our children is one of the biggest goals that we need to have as parents.
Parents send kids to camp. A big reason for the first time is to build their confidence and their independence. And camp is just a fertile place for that to happen.
Camp provides that opportunity. It provides an opportunity for a little bit of independence. At most camps, children need to make decisions on their own each day.
I think too often parents don't recognize those what we call lifelong learnables, those things that are going to stay with your kid, whether it be the ability to cooperate with others, the sharing that's necessary to achieve a goal.
Camp means being part of a community, being part of something that is meaningful, being part of something that is larger than just yourself.
And they need to have that group opportunity to learn to live with a group, to learn to react to the needs of a group, and to move them a little bit past that me-centeredness to an understanding of how the world works.
It's different than living with your brothers and sisters because this is 70 of you thrust together in a cabin, at a table, on an out trip, in a tent.
I think it puts children in a good position to later on to move on to living away from home for college or university, living with roommates, and eventually living with a partner of some kind.
Camp is a North American phenomenon.
Your children have an experience that's essentially Canadian, and that is to be in the outdoors, to be with friends, and to be active day in and day out on their own, gaining that confidence.
Kids who have this experience are actually healthier and therefore more likely to succeed in other avenues or in other ventures simply by being outdoors.
It's not that parents can't provide natural environment experiences for kids, it's that camp offers it automatically every day.
The biggest arguments we have are, we have a cottage, don't need camp because we have the cottage and all the activities you do at camp are at cottage. Your cottage may provide the activity side of things, but instruction from role models of young adults that your children can look up to as another role model, not to replace a parent, but to look up to as someone different than their parent.
Some parents intuitively realize that sending a child away to a different environment is going to break that cycle. And although they know on one hand, or part of them knows that that'll be good for the child, on the other hand, they're always afraid that somebody isn't going to pick up on their child's needs and isn't going to make their child feel good all the time. And so that's a little bit frightening for some parents.
Because of what's happened in world events and the evolution of today's parent, they have become so overprotective, and that's something that I think camp can help those parents with, but it's a two-way process. We can't just take the children. We need to educate the parents and work with them too. It's a partnership.
If you're a person who, wants to protect the child, then it will be a tougher experience for the child.
I think that we need to, as parents, take that leap of faith to allow them to explore the world on their own. And the benefits of that are just so amazing.
Every year we have parents that will say, I just can't believe how much she's grown up. Part of that is giving your child the opportunity to grow up.
It's more valuable to me than any school that you can go to, because it teaches you the skills that you need for dealing with people in your life.
Camping and education very much go hand in hand.
I think parents sometimes just underestimate the educational experience without it being formalized that camp provides.
The learning experience at camp isn't registered in better marks in science or better marks in whatever subject they're interested in. It is the growth and development focuses on the leadership skills, the ability to work in a team, all transferable life skills.
I would be surprised if there's ever been a corporate executive who didn't go to camp.
At the end of the day, when they see their child coming home after this experience, they will think that the sacrifice that they've had to make to send their kid to camp will be well worth it, and the dividends will pay off.
They're making an investment on their child's future.
It's been great seeing the differences in children and how they grow up at camp.
Seeing those same kids accomplish things that maybe 3 or 4 days ago they couldn't do, or they didn't have the confidence to do.
They're also surprised at how much the child has matured or has become more independent.
Many of them will say that they've changed. They are different at home. In some cases, they want to do a lot of things at home as opposed to sit around.
It sounds almost too good to be true, but those are the kinds of things that we do here, and we're so delighted to hear. In terms of new populations in Canada, I think that you just have to try it to realize that Canadians embraced children's camping a century ago for a great reason.
And the minute they step off the bus, before they say a word to anybody, you can see that trip in their eyes without them saying anything.
I wish that when I was younger, I had an opportunity to spend a month at camp, because I think it really is the time of your life.
It's definitely an opportunity that should never be missed.
Easter Seal Society provides camp experiences for children with fairly severe physical disabilities. And a father came up to the camp director and said, I have a bone to pick with you. Someone has put my son's shoes on the wrong feet. And the camp director said to him, he did it himself. And it's just, that's a camp moment.